Hello YouTube, Totalhenry. In this video I have a 28 volume manga haul. As usual, I like to start my videos now with please subscribe if you want to see more videos, and please follow me on Instagram and Twitter. There'll be links in the description. It's at Totalhenry or Totalhenry Art. Just check the description. I post a lot of art over there on Instagram and Twitter, art that I don't upload on YouTube, and also images of manga and other stuff that I buy. So if you're interested in this, please check me out on social media. Anyway, so 28 volumes of manga, or 27 volumes of manga, and then one comic book. Yesterday, I was getting a haircut, and afterwards I went to a Barnes & Noble because it was right there in the shopping mall. And I told myself, okay, I'll allow myself to buy like one book, maybe two books. I didn't want to go crazy. Well, I did go crazy. I couldn't help myself, so I ended up buying 5 books. I spent way more money than I wanted to, but I'm very excited about the stuff I got from Barnes & Noble. And to start it off with, I got From Hell. This is a comic written by Alan Moore and drawn by Eddie Campbell. This is not a manga, this is an American comic, so I'm starting with this first. I'm a huge fan of Alan Moore. He wrote Watchmen and V for Vendetta. He's done other stuff too. What else has he done? He did a great run on Swamp Thing. I actually haven't read Swamp Thing yet, but I have the first volume, and it's been sitting on my bookshelf for a long time waiting for me to read it. But I love Alan Moore. I've heard some incredible things about this comic book. It's about Jack the Ripper and the murders of Jack the Jack the Ripper serial killer. I tried to read it once when I was in college, and I didn't get very far into it. The art is it's very distinctive. It's the words are tiny, but it's such a famous comic that when I saw it there yesterday at Barnes & Noble, I thought, you know what? This is my time to read it, and if I buy it, I'll have all the time in the world to read it, and there'll be no excuses for not reading it, because this is something that I really wanted to read. I enjoy reading, the classic books, and this is sort of a classic comic book, and anything that Alan Moore has worked on, I would like to read because he's such an incredible comic book writer. I posted these volumes on Reddit. I don't know if you can follow someone on Reddit, but Totalhenry on Reddit. I'm always on the Manga Collectors subreddit, and I posted a haul with all of these volumes. I posted a picture, and someone said, they specifically said that From Hell was very, very good. So I'm excited to read this. It's thick. It's gonna take a while, but nevertheless, I'm excited. The other books I got from Barnes & Noble I got Volume 2 of Tenjo Tenge. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I was surprised to see this one on the shelf. This is kind of a weird series for me because I read some of it online. I read several volumes online a few years ago, and then I stopped reading because I don't know if it was like I didn't like it or I just got lost, and sometimes I took a break for too long, and I just forgot what was happening. But a few years ago, I bought Volume 1, and then I don't know why, I just saw Volume 2, and I thought I should buy it. So this might have been a mistake, but I do like to give series 2 tries, just because sometimes I'll read it once, and for whatever reason, I might not like it. I didn't like Hajime no Ippo the first time I read it, and now I love it. I think it's one of the greatest mangas ever. So this might be the same thing for this one. And now I have, 2 volumes, or, two 2-in-1 volumes, like 4 volumes worth of material to read through. And I can really decide now if I like it or not. The art is fantastic. I don't know much about the series. I don't remember much about it. I just remember it's like a bunch of delinquents in a school, and they're fighting. There's lots of violence, a little bit of nudity, stuff like that. Here's the back if anyone wants to read that a little bit. I don't know if it's showing up. Whatever. Then I got, let's do this one. Akane-Banashi. So if you're reading Shonen Jump or you're up to date on Shonen Jump manga, then this needs no introduction. This is about Rakugo, which is a Japanese, old Japanese storytelling art form where one person sits on a, they sit on stage and they tell a story, usually a comedy story, and then they tell the story with no help, with no props, and they will change their voice a little bit. They'll change their mannerisms to differentiate from the characters, and it's just this kind of, I think it's a kind of cool art form where, you know, you have to be a really skilled speaker and you have to be able to project your voice and do all these things really, really well to help the audience understand, you know, the different characters. So this manga is about the girl. She's the main character. What is her name? Akane, and her father is a professional Rakugo storyteller, and everything I'm about to tell you happens in the first chapter, so it's not really a spoiler, but the dad gets expelled. Like, he tries to take a test to rise up the ranks in the Rakugo hierarchy, and the dad doesn't make it. The master of the school like expels him and everyone else, and the daughter decides that she now wants to be a professional Rakugo artist to show the world that her dad's style was correct, that her dad's style has merit. So the whole manga is about this girl rising up through the ranks, becoming a professional Rakugo storyteller or artist. The manga's been going on in Japan for, I think, a year now at this point. I'm not entirely sure, but I've been reading it since it first came out, reading the new chapter every single week, and I absolutely love it. I'm so excited that the volume has come out. I think this is something that'd be really good in anime form. Just be able to hear the stories being told. There is a guy on YouTube. I forget what his channel name is, but he does English Rakugo. So if you're interested, you can Google that or watch videos just to get an idea of what it is. But I highly recommend this manga, and I'm so excited to have it in print, and now I can read it whenever I want. It's one of those series that every week when I'm reading the new Jump titles, that's one of the series that I'm most looking forward to reading every week. The art is fantastic. I was shown some of the art as I was blabbing about it, but I love the art. I love the characters, and it's about something that I've never heard of before. I didn't know what Rakugo was before I started reading the series, and since then I've bought the other manga, Rakugo Shinju, I think. There's another Rakugo manga that I've bought in my previous hauls because of Akane-Banashi. So then next book, these are still from Barnes & Noble, The Girl from the Other Side, and then Sularun. I looked it up and I can't pronounce it, but this is a reference to an Irish song, an Irish like folk tale or something. And I don't know much about it, but I think it has to do with a woman that was abandoned, or like her husband is off in war or something and she's left alone. I think my phone just beeped. So this is volume 1, The Girl from the Other Side, the deluxe edition. It's too shiny for the camera. This is a beautiful, beautiful volume. I've always wanted to read this series. I don't really know much about it. I think it's from what I know, I think it's, it's a world where half of the world is filled with demons, the other half is filled with people, and this little girl meets this demon, and they kind of end up living together, and there's this sort of like fairy tale quality to it. I don't know much about it, but from the little I know about it, ever since I first heard about it a few years ago, it's something I wanted to read, and I decided yesterday, you know what? Screw the expensive price tag, because I think this was like $45, which is kind of insane. I decided to buy it. It's a very well put together book. I haven't read it yet, but hardcover, it looks gorgeous. So I'm super excited to read this, and I have really high expectations for this. Out of, I guess, all the manga I bought, this is probably one I have the highest expectations for. Then the last book from Barnes & Noble, I got Tezuka's Princess Knight. I had those other 4 books in my hand, From Hell, Tenge Tenge, Akane-Banashi, and The Girl from the Other Side, and I was about to go to the checkout line thinking, man, I'm spending too much money. Then I saw this on a shelf, and I'd been looking at it previously, and I picked it up again, and I was thinking, oh, maybe I should get this instead of Akane-Banashi. Maybe I should swap one out because I love Tezuka. And then I decided, what the hell? I'm already spending a lot of money. What's another, how much is this? $30. What's another $30? So clearly I have no restraint. That's the moral of the story here. But anyway, I love Tezuka. The reason I wanted this one specifically, because there were a couple of Tezuka books at the Barnes & Noble I went to, is there was a sequel series to this one called The Twin Knights. And it was sort of a sequel series. You can kind of read The Twin Knights on their own, but it was kind of like a part 2 or something. But anyway, because I read that and I already had it, I wanted to read sort of the original. And the original Princess Knight, the original book, is much more famous than the sequel series than Twin Knights. This is the one that's famous and iconic. It's about a princess, and I think she wants to be like a hero. There's also a says in the back, magical transformations, and there's something in the book about like gender. I don't know if she turns into a guy or whether it's just she's assuming male stereotypes. Like she's not sitting around being dainty like princesses are supposed to. She wants to be out there fighting. She wants to be a knight, and I guess that's depicted sort of in the cover right here, like the 2 sides of her. I haven't read it, so I'm sort of guessing. I was looking at the Wikipedia page last night, trying to figure out if the Twin Knights is actually a sequel to this series. And anyway, it's Tezuka. If I can, I'm going to try and buy all the Tezuka manga that I can, all the manga that's out there. I'm very excited that this one is actually in the proper left to right orientation, because I feel like many Tezuka mangas are not in that orientation, and it just bugs me. This is it looks like the Phoenix is in here. I'm just flipping through random pages. I know Tezuka likes to reuse characters in his other works. But anyway, so let me grab all these. So this is what I got at the Barnes & Noble yesterday. I couldn't hold myself back. I love going into bookstores, and I love reading just in general, not just manga, but just like novels and everything. So being able to be in a bookstore and just taking my time and looking through all the books is kind of like a happy place for me. Now, I have 2 more series to show off, and these were ordered from, this next one was bought from Right Stuff. I got Monster Volume 6, 7, 8, and then we have Volume 9. So this is the final volume of Monster. I now have the entirety of Naoki Urasawa's Monster. I read this years ago, thought it was fantastic. I remembered at the time being disappointed with the ending, but now I can reread it and judge it again, because I don't really remember the ending. I think I bought these from Right Stuff, not just because I wanted it, but I think they sent me like a 10% discount or coupon code, and I was like, okay, man, I have to use this. I should have more restraint and not buy manga so willy-nilly, but whatever. At the point I am in my life, my living situation, it's fine. What was I going to say? Yeah, so I initially thought I would just use that 10% code and buy one book. But then I was looking at Monster, and then I just kind of thought, you know what? I'm just going to bite the bullet. I'm just going to buy all of these, because sometimes I know they go out of print, or out of print, or Right Stuff doesn't have them. And you have to wait a while. And I think there was a discount for like a bundle for these last 4 volumes during their birthday sale in July. And I missed out on that. So I wanted to make sure that I had it. Just flipping through the art. I mean, everyone knows how good Monster is. Naoki Urasawa is, amazing. So not too much to say about this. It looks great on my bookshelf. Another reason to go on my Instagram is if you haven't seen, the covers all connect into this sort of like pattern here, where if you lie them in a row of 3 by 3, the pictures all, it forms a picture like sort of like that. I mean, you don't have to go to my Instagram. You could just look it up online if you want to see the completed like picture. It's just like a wall with a bunch of, the picture frames when all the 9 books are combined. But it's kind of cool. It's kind of interesting. Usually volumes, they have a connecting art on the spine, but not on the cover like that. So I don't know. I thought it was kind of cool and whatever. So now the last series, I got these books on eBay. I'm going to see if I can hold them all up at once, and then I'll go cover by cover. This is an old series that I read years ago, and then I wanted to... I stopped reading it for a while, and then it was one of those series where in the back of my mind, I'm like, I should buy this. I should reread it. I should get some of the volumes. And I don't remember why I all of a sudden decided to make this purchase, but I did. I got from eBay the first 19 volumes of D.Gray-man. I think this was an auction for them. And I think I got it for $70. And then when you add taxes and expensive shipping, it came out to $95. But even still, $95 for 19 volumes seems amazing to me. I thought it was a good deal. And all the volumes are in great condition. This is D.Gray-man. I'm going to hold up the back if anyone wants to pause it and read it. It's kind of like an Exorcist manga in a way. I don't know how many volumes I read. I'm moving the camera a little bit. Okay. I read a bunch of these volumes years ago. I think I got them from a local library. I don't remember how far I got, but I remember I really enjoyed what I read. I'll show some of the art because the art in here is fantastic. It is written by Katsura Hoshino. She's a fantastic artist. And I didn't realize it, but D.Gray-man is still going strong. I think there's it takes a while for the volumes to come out. Like she's not, I don't know if it's a monthly series now or weekly. It's bounced around from a couple of magazines. Originally it was in Weekly Shonen Jump. Now it might be in a monthly magazine. But point is, I'm excited to have it. I remember loving the series. I think I had a friend in high school who told me about it, or I swear she was the one who recommended it to me. But when I asked her about it, she wasn't sure. This is pretty cool double page spread. These covers are fantastic. I think right now there's 28 volumes in total or something. I still can't believe I got these for that that price. You can find some incredible stuff on eBay. I have to stop doing that because that's why I end up buying all these books. I just go on eBay and click auctions, and sometimes you'll find a gem like this. It's a weird little picture on the back. Volume 11. Volume 12. 13. I thought that little image was funny, so whatever. Okay, almost done here. Volume 14. I'm clearly running out of stuff to say. Volume 15. I hope everyone out there is having a good day or week, or if you're going back to school. I'm filming this at the end of August. I'm sure this won't be uploaded for like a month, so probably at the time of being uploaded, school will have just started again. So if you're in school, do your homework. Don't be late to class. Or, you know, maybe you're working, you know. Hope everyone's having a nice life. And anyway, this is the last this is the last volume that I bought, volume 19. And that concludes the manga haul. Let's see if I'm going to drop all these. There we go. They're going to fall. Okay. There we go. 19 volumes of D.Gray-man. So thank you for watching the video. I don't know if clicking the bell does anything, but subscribe because I'm telling you to. Yeah, there's going to be more videos coming up whenever I upload them. And thank you guys for watching.